Welcome back to Nekonich in Japan. This is Jeremy again from Japan talking, and just today we're going to go over a nice little book that gives you a lot of introduction and insight into the millionaire mind. So today's book is The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas. Today's book is The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas Stanley and William D. Now, this is a very interesting book I found. They basically surveyed and they went through hundreds of millionaires all throughout America and a few not, and just talked to them and asked what they do, how they spend their money, what they do in their everyday life, how their financial goals were set, what kind of thing are they going to leave for their parents, what kind of place did they come from, all kinds of different fun things. That is really interesting and a good listen and read. I recommend this book wholeheartedly. All right, next, what is it? Summary of it, basically? So when broken down, The Millionaire Next Door is all about simple habits, both saving and spending habits that'll get you in the mindset of basically slowly accumulating money over your entire life and almost guaranteeing, as long as good choices are made and you can avoid a lot of the mistakes done by so many Americans, it's ridiculous. It can be avoided as much as possible and earn and grow your financial independence and become your own self-made millionaire. Ironically, one of the main features of this book is they kind of interviewed and talked to so many millionaires. Eventually, it made the two authors themselves millionaires. One of them died in a tragic accident involving a drunk driver, which I think is just kind of appalling. And we really need to get on those self-driving cars for all the drunk people out there and for a variety of other reasons. He kind of reiterates throughout this book, both of the authors, I should say, they reiterate the point. Really, the result is three different things. One, live below your means, very important. Two, have financial well plan out everything, and kind of get into, say, okay, this is how I make my money, this is how much I'm saving, this is what we're going to set aside and grow that future down the line. And lastly, avoid stupid mistakes. Now, a lot of them are, sometimes you can't avoid, but avoid as many of them as possible and learn from those mistakes if they do happen is key to this as well. Good point. Use a simple financial formula, breaking down your goals over time to see if you're actually reaching them. Now, when you reach your goals, you could say, oh, I didn't reach it because I got a financial windfall from outpatient financial care, they call it, whether it's grandparents giving you money, parents paying for everything, that kind of thing. It breeds weakness. Yeah, I want to say weakness in your financial health and well-being. Now, this also says to, if you're giving money to your kids, also that builds financial weakness. There should be a point when you cut them off, say, okay, I'm going to give you this to get through this health crisis, whatever the case may be, but then you're cut off. You should not having to be financial outpatient every month or every year or whatever the case may be in order to make sure you reach your financial goals. Really commit to making this goal of financial independence. You want to cut the credit cards, pay down debts, make sure you do not live off of other people, sponging off them financially or literally. That's good too. But all these things you really got to work towards and kind of improve your everyday financial life and keep this well knit and say, okay, I need to make this much money per month, or to save this much, to invest this much, and to have this much for bills. That's it. That's what you got to do every year, every month. In this book, lesson number 1, you want to save your money and live responsibly. You don't have to earn $1 million to make $1 million. So like 50%, if not more, depending on where you live, will be taken out in taxes. So what you need to do is learn how to live under your means, save that money, and invest that into certain assets that will be helped with tax sheltering and that kind of thing. Like real estate, investing in dividend stocks, my favorite. 2 of the things I'm going to be hitting hard on this channel in the next upcoming future. But right now, it's talking about the Millionaire Next Door book. We really want to save and then figure out some way to invest, whether that's building your own business, investing, or that. save it, invest it, make it grow. All right, some of the mistakes that need to be avoided. The moment you start to make more money than you need to live, you need to either invest that money or save that money and not spend it for this on basically stuff you don't need. That is one of the keys in this lesson to thriving throughout your entire life into your future. I know everybody wants to get the fancy things to make it look good, but you really need to learn the fundamentals of it and get basics, learn to save it, learn to invest in the things you need to grow. Another really good tip, he says, for everybody who's not out of college or not, you should be saving at least 50% of your money to invest or just save in order to meet the expenses of whatever future needs you might have. Really, you don't have any expenses until you're out of college or until you're in the workforce. More than likely, you have minimal at most expenses. Now, there might be family situations obviously making that otherwise, but you should be at least be able to save a large percentage of your money in order to save for that future. So he goes over a pretty simple equation in this book in order to figure out whether you're living up to your financial potential or not. They said simple. I was listening to the audiobook on it and made it a little more challenging. Just listen to the numbers he was talking about. I do understand its fundamentals though, and it'll allow you to kind of gauge what money should you be making at this point and how much you should be saving out of that money in order for investing and otherwise. All right, so going right into it, we're going to go through the number a little bit. I want to show you probably how it's done. If not, that's okay. I'll try to explain as best as possible. So they give an example right here that I'm going to go through. All right, so multiply your age with your pre-tax annual income and divide by 10. So your pre-tax annual, if you're earning $80,000 per year, which is pretty good, especially at age 30, your expected wealth comes out to be $240,000. So a lot of this is just kind of a rule of thumb. You'll come out with a general savings rate of, for this example, 240,000, and that, so at 30 with 80,000 per year, you should have a savings of 240,000 in order to invest that and to grow, and you'll be fine later on in life. Now, statistically speaking, that was like 95% of the population that do this are fine. But obviously, if you want to do better, you can just save more, invest more, that kind of thing. So that's not too bad, right? Lesson number 3, don't fall for financial outpatient care. Now, this could be going to banks, getting loans, doing this, doing that. A lot of maybe, if rich people, basically their kids, never know how to spend money, it seems, if they don't already go through this particular financial kind of training and courses to figure out exactly what they need to do to keep, maintain, and grow their money. Few have, but many do not end up getting through this. All right. With that, basically learn how to do money, learn how to spend below your means, and keep yourself on the right track in order to become, you got it, a millionaire. So basically it comes down, if you have rich parents, don't spend the money, invest it. If you are the rich parents, don't spoil your kids. It doesn't do them any good. So they should be able to go out and do it on their own. Now, I'm not going to ever seem to have this problem, but that's what I'm working towards, where I have that solution to say, okay, I'm going to teach you how to invest. This is what you have to do. This is where you need to be. Now, how are you going to get there? Kind of thing. Kind of wrapping up this book is a really good read. Everybody, if they want to become a millionaire, should read this book. You don't need to be a high flyer. You don't need to be world beaters. But everybody could be a millionaire if they chose and followed a lot of these concepts in these books. You need to learn how to manage your money, learn how to invest your money, learn how to save. Like, don't do stupid mistakes saying betting it all on this one long shot, if you will. Now, you may make a lot of money, but odds are you're going to lose it all. Basically, make smart decisions with your money, and if you have it, your parents' money, invest it in good assets so they're going to grow over the long term, and just kind of don't be stupid with it. All right. With that, this is Neko Nation Japan. My name is Jeremy. I've been doing pretty good on my goals. I've been reading more and more books out there. I have some plans in motion, and we're really getting into it. I want to share it on this channel real bad, but I want to get everything down legal first. All right. With that, thank you very much. This has been Jeremy from Neko Nation Japan.